In our last episode, our exhaust riser broke and it was pumping water right into our boat.
Holy cow.
So I pulled the exhaust riser out of the boat and found it to be completely clogged, so barely any air could get through. So I ordered some parts and built a new exhaust riser. I got the new exhaust wrapped in heat wrap and got it all ready to take out to the boat and install it. But first, let's cut this old exhaust in half and see if it's clogged the whole way through. Nope, it's pretty clear. And this leads me to believe that where all the carbon deposits are at the water line where the water sits, and the carbon floats in the water and probably has time to form a clog. Alright, we got this thing back out at the boat and it's looking good. See if we can get that installed. Following some advice I got online, I used Permatex gasket sealant on both sides of my brand new gasket. Oh, so I have those bolts like partially tightened, not all the way, but you know, I'm supposed to wait 1 hour now for the sealant to kind of start to cure. Let's go see if the sun is setting. I think I missed it.
Yeah. Yeah, Cypress.
Oh, it's just the prettiest time of day and year to be here. It's like beautiful temperature and just beautiful here. But back to tightening the bolts. Alright, I'm putting my exhaust hose back on the muffler box. That's easy. I have my muffler clamps all nice and tight onto the muffler box. Coming and going. I have to wait 24 hours before I can put coolant in it, which puts me like tomorrow night when it's dark. Why am I out here again, working on the engine, taking the exhaust back off? Well, this is exactly what I thought might happen. Let's see if I can see in there. Something was telling me when I was putting that Permatex gasket sealant on that I didn't need it and I shouldn't be using it, but I did it anyways. So I don't have to take the thing back off, which is only 3 bolts, it's pretty easy. Because I used that stupid sealant on the gasket. So I ordered a new gasket. I'm going to take the exhaust back off, clean all the sealant off, put it on the right way with no Permatex. Unscrew all my nice hose clamps. Look at that. So what happened was it never even, it speaks for itself. Maybe the Permatex would be a good idea in some cases, but in this case it didn't have any on it before I took it apart, and it lasted all these years, and the manufacturer didn't intend for it to be there. So I'm just going to buy a new gasket and put it back together the way it was originally intended to be, with no Permatex. While I wait for that new gasket to arrive, I'm going to take the ladder off the transom here, take it home and refinish all the steps as they're starting to crack and fade from all the sun damage. I think it's been about 2 or 3 years since they were done last, and they are definitely due. Alright, this is what the engine looks like right now. It's got a lot of dirt and stuff in there. You know, just generally just some oil and dirt around here from over the years. And the bilge, I've cleaned it, but not really well. So today I'm here. I got some brushes. We got some degreaser, some Harbor Freight rags, and I'm going to go to town and just carefully spray little areas, scrub, wipe with the rag so nothing gets in the bilge, and try and clean this thing as best as possible. You know, in some cases there's a little paint missing here and there where it flaked off over the years, but that really isn't hurting anything, but like getting all the little grease spots and stuff off here and just making it look nicer and cleaner and not have oil on it. You know, it helps you spot things that are wrong better also. Wow, look at that. I mean, I got all back in there, all down in there, all the crud and grime out of there that was in there. And the engine got pretty clean. I'm surprised, like all this metal really scrubbed up well. And, you know, I did everything I could with 3 different brushes. And I had a whole wastebasket full of dirty rags that I have to like try and clean before I even think about putting those in our wash machine. If I even want to clean those, I don't know. And down under the engine, I cleaned out a bunch of like scale in there and found 3 different washers that mechanics probably dropped in there. Well, that's much better. I'm happy with that. Now if something starts to leak or whatever, plus, you know, while you're doing this, you also get to kind of know your engine a little bit. I kind of wish I would have done this when I first got the boat. Just, I guess there were other projects that took precedence over cleaning. All right, well, it's about a week later, and I have a new gasket. This one's not going to get Permatex put on it, and it's going to seal. I can just know it. It's nice working in here with it being a little cleaner now. I can put my hands places and not worry about them getting like greasy as before. All right, I got everything nice and tight. Look at that. That looks nice. Now I just got to tighten the clamps on the hoses, start this thing up and see if it leaks. I mean, make sure it doesn't leak. All right, I got the antifreeze back in. I got the seacock open. I got the heat exchanger tightened back up. All the clamps, I double checked them. I went through everything and looked. I put some paper towel under that gasket for about 5 minutes, and nothing came out. It looks good. It looks tight, and nothing's leaking. So I'm gonna go start up the engine and then check for leaks while it runs. Didn't sound good down here. Something sounded like it was going wrong. The water seems like it was just coming out of the bottom of the water muffler. I mean the top of the water muffler. Well, I found out that my clamps down there weren't really tight. I just tightened those better, and I can tell one of them is not even on the plastic, so they both need to move down. One is so clamped that it's just squeezing the hose. I've seen that before. Amateur mistake. Get these clamps lower. All right, that looks better. Now those 2 clamps are where they should be, and those up there, they have plenty of a hose, steel hose under them, so they're good space like that. All right. That's not leaking anymore, that's good. good. I don't smell anything down here, so that's good. So right now it's looking good. I'm gonna let it warm up. Tank, and I having a look around in here and it looks good. You know, this stuff, so this was just on for like 30-40 minutes, and I can have my hand on it. It's warm, but it's not hot. That stuff's working pretty well. Yeah, I don't see anything leaking, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. Whew. All right, now that the exhaust is done, and by the way, coming back from the pump station, it took off really well. It runs really good. It revs now. It feels so good. So excited to get back out on the water, but I gotta fix this table that broke off on our trip back from Key West. Just slammed down, broke off. The hinges just literally broke in half. Could not find the right hinges to this. They aren't available anymore. I couldn't find them anywhere. And you know that a hinge like this at West Marine is $47 for these 2 hinges. On Amazon, they're $12, and I can't imagine they're any different. Anyhow, the difference of these is that they don't really fit the same on here. They're the right length, maybe 1/2 inch too long, but this hole is going to be good. These two will have new screws in them, which is fine. And on the table, kind of the same thing. So I'm not too worried about that. And I'm really appreciating the workmanship that goes into all this, you know, like the original workmanship of this boat, and the hardware that was used on everything just seems so high quality. There's the old hole. Looks like the washer's still in it. On the new holes here, so these hinges were a little bigger, but they're going to cover up the old holes. Ah, finally fixed again. Look at that. Looks good. Been a while. Looks good. It's nice to have that back. It didn't get damaged. It got a tiny little bit here when it fell, but it looks good. Oh yeah, glad to have that back. All right, I love it. I gotta get out of here. Spent the whole day here. Time to go. All right.